Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sutter, I'm a writer for the UFL News Hub, and I cover the San Antonio Brahmas of the UFL. I'm a writer for the CFL News Hub, I cover the Hamilton Ticats of the CFL. I'm a writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com, and I'm a writer for the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals. Today I wrote a full breakdown of Al Golden's defensive scheme that the Bengals fans can expect to see this year, right before the NFL draft occurs next week, as they try to pick up some defensive weapons to shore up their defense heading into the 2025 NFL season. I also cover the IFL, the Indoor Football League, the NAL, National Arena League, and the ELF, European League of Football. Today is going to be a relatively short show, as not a lot's going on today. I do have a few clarifications for the Prediction Palooza yesterday. I was missing a few details that have been clarified now. And then I will go through some NFL news tonight. And the NAL, which I think you can watch it to the NAL website on Watch Here. And then I'm going to try watching the Beaumont Renegades play the Columbus Lions. Should be a huge matchup in the American Conference. We'll learn about the Beaumont Renegades. See if they can knock off another top-tier team in the NAL and go undefeated still. And we'll see how the Columbus Lions they've been inconsistent. They lost one to the Carolina Panthers. They would get crushed by the Carolina Panthers. They lost one to the Carolina Cobras, and they won one against the Carolina Cobras. Who are they really? It's hard to tell. We're going to find out tonight against the Beaumont Renegades. The Renegades are good at exposing teams. And they've already exposed the Omaha Beef and the Sioux City Bandits. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few news and notes about the UFL first, and we'll kick into our analysis of everything else. Remember, check out FootballAnalysisOne.com for my article on Al Golden's defensive scheme and how what the Bengals fans should expect to see from that scheme this year during the 2025 season. Okay. All right. First, before I start getting into the content, I want to reintroduce my co-host, Wolfie D. Wolfie D is in the house. I'm in the house, y'all. Let's fire this thing up. WOLFIED. What's that spell? Wolfie D. All right, Wolfie D. It's good to have you on the show. So I mentioned yesterday my UFL predictions, and I had all the information, but I didn't know what channel they were playing on. I said maybe I didn't really want to advertise for the league, but I know that I like to know what channel they're playing on so I can check out the game, you know. And what's really nice about this slate of UFL games this weekend is they're all on free network TV. There's no ESPN games or FS1. So if you're really into the UFL, you can watch all these games. If you're just into one team in the UFL, you just have to, you can just watch one of these games. I watch all of the games. Why not? Okay? It's Easter. Why not have some football on Easter? It's be a crazy weekend of Easter spring football games like Thanksgiving, but warmer. That's nice. Okay, all right, so first tonight, Friday, April 18th at 8 p.m. It's about to happen in about an hour here. Memphis Showboats face the Michigan Panthers. I have picked the Michigan Panthers to win this game. It's going to be on Fox, okay? It's going to be on Fox. Saturday the 19th, 12:30 p.m., the afternoon of Easter Eve. We'll be having I gotta do my research here. We'll be having the St. Louis Battlehawks face the Arlington Renegades. That'll be on ABC. And I predict the Arlington Renegades will win that game in an upset. They will upset the St. Louis Battlehawks. But it should be a really close game. I got it going 28-22. It should be a close game. Should be the best game of the weekend, honestly. Then, Saturday 19th, 7 p.m., the night of Easter Eve. The Birmingham Stallions travel to the Houston Roughnecks. It's on Fox. Fox. I got Stallions winning that game. Okay. Next, Sunday the 20th, Easter, 5 p.m., Easter afternoon. The San Antonio Brahmas face the DC Defenders. Hopefully it's not a Easter massacre for the San Antonio Brahmas. I'm in the middle of writing a pregame article for that. It'll be at UFL News Up tomorrow once the lineups and depth charts are finalized and posted on the media portal. They are not there yet, so I'm writing my article. It'll be finished when I get that graphic, and I'll load it tomorrow morning probably. And that'll be on UFL News Up, a complete preview of the Brahmas and DC Defenders. I go through 3 key factors the Brahmas need to control so they can beat the DC Defenders. What's the odds of that happening? Low. Well, I don't know if they can hit those marks, but I have 3 marks that they hit them. They will beat the DC Defenders and upset them. I have the DC Defenders winning it because I think the odds based on what I've seen this year, is San Antonio Brahmas hitting all 3 of those marks is not good. But if they come close, they'll be like last week, and they'll be in the game. Okay, they came up really 1 turnover, causing 1 turnover short of winning the game. Had they stopped Michigan Panthers 1 more time, get 1 more turnover, they would have won that game. And I would have looked very good. I would look very good because I had what they needed to win the game, but they came up short. Okay, all right. Other UFL news: it was announced that the UFL, the management and the players union have finally reached a deal for a new CBA. So it looks like this labor strike is over for a little while. They raised the minimum salary and they also increased the roster size. So coming into next year, the roster size will be 43 for your regular season roster. You can keep 53. You have to put 10 guys on the inactive list. And you play with 43 instead of 42. And then for training camp, you can bring in 64 rather than 58. Just creating more opportunities for players to make the team. That's probably better for the UFL teams anyway. Okay. Next, minimum pay scale goes up $7,005. The minimum salary for 2026 is $64,000. That's the minimum salary if you play in all 10 regular season games. 2026, $64,000, which is an increase. This year it's $55,000 for the minimum salary if you're playing all the 10 games. Well, it was, but now it's gone up to $62,000 if you're playing all 10 games. $62,005, so that makes a difference. $62,005. What that is a sign of the UFL, even though people have been complaining about the attendance and blah blah, the ratings and blah blah, all stuff they complain about, their finances are improving enough to raise the pay scale, to add more players to rosters. Also, they're giving all players year-round health care as was determined. And I predicted this was going to happen eventually. I think looking at The Rock, he played in this show called Ballers. And in the last season, he was the general manager for the Kansas City Chiefs. And he quit his job and made a strike in the NFL, blah, 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 because he wanted players to get year-round health care, have increased pay. So it would be really ironic if he totally pooped on a league trying to do the same thing in real life. And he was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. When he said it on Ballers, it's on Netflix. That means it's real. If it's on Netflix, it's real, y'all. So it looks like the labor strike is over in the UFL, and things are all happy to move for expansion, which will water down the league. Oh, no one mentions that. Okay, all right. Next, in the NAL, remember tonight, the Beaumont Renegades are playing the Columbus Lions. That may be starting already. You can watch on the NAL website, it appears, since their YouTube channel got shut down, not for copyright reasons. They don't know why they got shut down. Okay, so I'm watching on the website. I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to give it a shot. I've already been testing it out, and it says I can, so we'll see. So you can too. And this is the best weekend of games in the NAL. Finally, we're going to see some really good games, theoretically. Okay, allegedly. As Russell Brand would say, allegedly. Okay, Sioux City Bandits made some adjustments to their roster. They have released offensive lineman Jacob Ngruhe, got it. They moved to the season-ending IR list. Defensive back Desmond Green. Okay, they signed defensive lineman Keontae Chavis and offensive lineman Deshaunte Lloyd. Okay, they also that's it. So Sioux City's trying to make adjustments to go and beat the Omaha Beef in the rematch of last year's NAL championship game. Both teams coming in a little beat up. Okay, but they both, I don't want to go into that one. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Or whenever they play. I think it's tomorrow. Carolina Cobras, they released linebacker Sean Conahan, and they signed defensive back Deontay Tinsley and DeWandrick Crockett, trying to shore up their defensive backfield. They got torched by the Idaho Horsemen last week in their passing game. They've also released offensive lineman Demetrius Harleton. Okay. They've also released defensive back Michael Miller and Chandler Moore. They're basically saying those guys are the reason they lost the game to Idaho, and they're putting new defensive backs in. DeWante Tinsley and DeWande Crockett. So we'll see if it works out. Carolina Cobra's been all over the map. Every time I try to pick them and really trust them, they burn me. So I got them losing to Wheeling this week. They'll probably be crushing my 80 points. I can't tell what Carolina Cobras are really about. They make so many personnel adjustments. It's hard to keep up with what kind of team they're going to be. I think they're probably going to have a fourth quarterback in the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. That's rough, okay? Colorado Spartans, they released quarterback. Speaking of quarterbacks, they released quarterback Jason Whitaker, who's a runner, not a thrower. Linebacker James Riddle got released. They signed offensive lineman Shea Roberts. They may be trying to find a way to get their passing game jump-started to give them a chance against the Idaho Horsemen. I think Idaho doesn't stop the run, though, so this should be a great game. Colorado Spartans run the ball. Idaho doesn't stop the run. Colorado Spartans have a hard time against the passing game. Idaho Horsemen just pass the ball. It should be a high-scoring game, honestly. It should be a shootout. We'll see, though. Columbus Lions, they signed kicker Ryson Richardson. We'll find out tonight how that goes against Beaumont Renegades. They released wide receiver Jalen Clark McCoppy. They're like, no, that guy's McNatty, okay? Jalen Clark McNatty. And you're like, that guy is not doing it for us, bro. All right, NFL news. Right tackle for the New Orleans Saints, Ryan Ramczyk, is announced that he's being moved to the retirement list. He may have announced his retirement. It's unclear at this time. I think he announced his retirement officially later today. He's had knee problems. He hasn't played a game since 2023. So he's just saying he's tapping out. Tapping out. Okay, next. Potential trade, just some rumors going on. This is the time of year as we enter the rumors are running rampant, and that the Philadelphia Eagles could trade Devontae Smith to the Miami Dolphins for cornerback Jalen Ramsey, and it also trade first-round picks. I mean, that would benefit the Dolphins. That give another receiver for Tua. They get rid of their Jalen Ramsey problem, and they get a different first-round pick. Although it would be lower than what they have now. So that means Philly may want to move up. But that's a rumor. It's hard to say if that's real, especially this time of year. There's a lot of smoke screens going on. San Francisco have made an offer to contract offer to Brock Purdy. Remember, he wanted to go like $60 to $70 million. He's not worth that. But they made a contract offer to Brock Purdy, and he was like, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not $60 to $7 million. That's what you would pay a common quarterback. He is a common quarterback. Take your $30 million and go. Okay, they're still going to be making more negotiating. They're not giving up. Brock Purdy was like, no, I didn't want that. And the 49ers were like, okay, sure, Mike. I don't know why they're British or Australian or whatever. It's how West Coast people talk, you know. I don't know. All right. Arizona Cardinals, they signed wide receiver Greg Dortch for 1 year for $3.3 million. They offered him that contract in March. And it took Greg Dortch until the end of April to sign it. It was like, for real? $3.3 million? I'm probably worth more than that, don't you think? And after a month, the Cardinals were like, crickets. No, you're not worth more than that, bro. You're worth exactly $3.3 million. That's it. Okay, so he signed it. Houston Texans, they signed tight end Irv Smith Jr. to a 1 year contract. Irv Smith's been around a little bit. Las Vegas Raiders, they're expected to draft running back Ashton Jeanty if he's available at pick 6. Travis Hunter won't be there. He'll be drafted by the Browns. They're already setting that up, okay? So maybe Ashton Jeanty, which sets the stage for the Washington Commanders to pick Omarion Hampton. Hopefully that happens. That'll be a good move by the Washington Commanders. I got their hat. I'm a fan, but I'm a much bigger fan of Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go Bengals. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Hopefully, not everyone. Okay, all right. A+. I used to be a season ticket holder, and I hear that song a lot with a board and a jumbotron. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? And I used to say, everybody. They weren't very good. It was $200 season tickets for 10 games. Think about that. $200 season tickets for the NFL? Full season, preseason, and all the regular season games for a 16-game season? That's 8 home games? Yeah. That's because they were rough. That's before Zach Taylor got there. That's before Joe Burrow. That's the Andy, whatever his name was. You know, the quarterback, the red rifle. 300 something against the Pittsburgh Steelers all the time. I don't want to get into it. Vontae Burfict. That guy was awesome, actually. I don't know why he went to the stupid Raiders. I guess because he kept fighting referees. And Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe that's why he got moved away. Okay, all right, never mind. Free agent offensive guard Dalton Risner said he will sign with someone soon. He's mentioned the Minnesota Vikings. He's mentioned the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, let's get a guard. He's also mentioned the Denver Broncos. Boo! Last year he played for the Broncos. Boo! No one wants to be a Bronco. Boo! Go Bengals! Go Bengals! Come on, Risner! Let's go! Ah! We'll keep an eye on it. Quarterback Cam Ward is reporting a lock for the #1 draft pick for the Tennessee Titans. That usually means it's not going to be that. This is the time here everyone lies. Tennessee's like, we're going to take Cam Ward for sure. Sugar Sanders, A+. But I think they will take Cam Ward. Okay, they should trade out of that pick and let the Pittsburgh Steelers pick Cam Ward, and they can get like 5 picks for that. That would be really good. Will the Steelers do that? No, they don't make bold moves like that. That's like a Chicago Bears move where they move up for no reason to get a player that no one else really wanted. That's what they do. That's a Mitch Trubisky. No offense to the Bears fans out there, but they're the ones who do stuff like that. You know, they make the big move, and you're like, well, Mitch Trubisky? Did you do that on purpose? Is that a mistake? Is that a typo? He ain't starting all his time in college. He started 1 season in college. He's going to be a train wreck. And the Bears were like, no. He's going to be fine. But he's not a train wreck. He's a train wreck. Okay, he's not fine. All right. Miami Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey. You know, it's reported he might be traded to the Eagles, but the Raiders and the Falcons are like, woo, we'll take him. We'll take Jalen Ramsey. And Jalen Ramsey's already said, I'd like to go to Vegas. They got plenty of parking, and the whole place is like a beach. It's in the desert. I don't have to worry about parking at the beach. I can just Uber my way to all the casinos and lose all my money because I'll become a gambling addict. Or they'll go to Atlanta and hopefully stay out of trouble. Good place to get shot. No offense. I probably shouldn't have said that about Atlanta. Well, I'm crazy backseat. Disclaimer, Atlanta's not violent at all. It's not violent at all. Just don't watch the news. All right, Baltimore Ravens tight end Mark Andrews could be a part of draft day trade. Yesterday, their GM, someone was like, do you like Mark Andrews after he dropped that Super Bowl touchdown? And he's like, I don't know. But now they're saying tight end Mark Andrews could be a part of a draft day trade. He could be trade bait. Trade bait. Denver Broncos defensive back Devin Key said how signed the exclusive rights tender with the Denver Broncos. Devin Key. The Tennessee Titans have cut offensive tackle Nicholas Ferrere. I mentioned it yesterday. They've also cut defensive end Khalid Duke, who is non-football injury removal. He's been waived. Boop, boop. And defensive back Justin Hardy has been released. Boop, boop. Okay, and that's it. That's all we need. So I'm going to watch Beaumont Renegades and Columbus Lions tonight. And the UFL game is the Memphis Showboats traveling to the Michigan Panthers. That should be about like watching paint dry, probably. But we'll watch it anyway. We'll see how it goes. It might be exciting. Maybe it'll be exciting. The last time they played, it was a close game. It was just ugly. But we'll see. The rest of the weekend, we'll talk about more football tomorrow, I'm sure, on Easter Eve. Good Friday is today, and it's Easter Eve. Holy Saturday, okay? So we'll talk about that, and we'll see how it's looking Easter. So go Brahmas. I'll have that Brahmas UFL preview done tomorrow morning sometime. It'll be on UFL News Hub if you're interested in the Brahmas or the DC Defenders. It'll be minimal DC Defenders. I like the Brahmas. I'm not officially writing the game preview this week. And UFL News Hub, the home team writes the game preview. Brahmas on their 4th straight road game. I have not written an official game preview. I just write kind of my slant, the Brahmas slant on their game preview. So that's what this week's about too. Also, I got that Al Golden article on footballanalysis1.com, and I may talk about the Bengals offense next, probably Monday, but maybe tomorrow on footballanalysis1.com as they prepare for the draft. And we'll kind of, get a frame of reference for what the Bengals should do in the draft. I already put my mock draft together. I put that on footballanalysis1.com if you want to check it out with their 6 picks. Trying to get that defense right, really. So that's the plan there. Check out UFL News Hub for articles, CFL News Hub for articles, and footballanalysis1.com. Also, if you like the video, like it, boop. And then if you like the channel, subscribe. Boop, we're almost to 100 subscribers, which is pretty cool. I shut down my Substack because I had 5 subscribers and 2 of them were me. So this YouTube's going way better for Football Scientific, so I'm focusing my energy here along with the articles. So we're trying to blow this thing up. I'm almost to 100 followers. Come on, give it a shot. I may do some fancy thumbnails. I'm learning how to do thumbnails for footballanalysis1.com. So I'll probably start doing that and making things a little bit more professional. But we'll see. Maybe that'll ruin the environment of the video. Maybe some people like it to be kind of not professional. It's about the content and the analysis. It's not about AI. Whatever AI. A1. If you're Lyndon McMahon, Department of Education, A1. I ain't A1, bro. Wolfie D ain't A1. I'm all real, bro. I'm all real. Okay, calm down, Wolfie D. Good showing your teeth. Don't put your hand in my mouth. Oh, sorry. That's cool. Sorry. I kind of went crazy for a minute. You're a wolf. Of course you went crazy for a minute. That's what you do. All right. Thanks and have a good night. Enjoy the football tonight. And Football Scientific's portal is closed.